to Florida Governor Ron DeSantis doubling down on his promise to help the Trump administration when it comes to the incoming president's immigration policies.
In fact, DeSantis has called for a special session January 27th to address exactly that. Joining us now is the host of Facing South Florida, Mr. Jim DeFede. So, Jim, exactly what does the governor hope to accomplish with this special session?
Yeah, there's a few things that he's trying to do here, and I think principally he's trying to get out ahead and really deal with the issue of immigration. One of the things that he's talking about is repealing, for instance, in-state tuition for undocumented high school students who tend to go to college here. You know, that has been in the law here since 2014. Another thing, though, he's talking about, and we'll get into the more controversial aspect of it, is requiring that city and county law enforcement provide and his word is, the maximum effort in helping enforce immigration law. And you heard just a second ago, you know, Marlene Bastian talk about that in the press conference that she held earlier today, and why she's saying that that is not the right thing. On its face, it seems logical. Why shouldn't local police help rounding up those who are in the country illegally?
Yeah, but it's not their job, though, is it?
The problem is, exactly, it's not really their responsibility, and it makes it harder to enforce other laws. If a woman who is here undocumented is the victim of domestic violence, for instance, she's going to be less likely to want to report it to police if she thinks the local police or the county sheriff may arrest her for being undocumented. If you have witnesses to crimes who are undocumented, they may be less likely to want to cooperate with local law enforcement. So that's always been a taboo area. But the legislature, Ron DeSantis, is calling them into a special session. Now, initially, the House Speaker and the Senate President pushed back and said, no, we're not going to do it. But the governor doubled down today and said, nope, you're going to do it, and you're going to force a meeting. I've been talking to a number of Republicans and Democrats. I do think there will be a special session. I still think we're waiting to see the exact parameters of it.
Why would the House Speaker even push back against the governor of Florida? Why not? Why wouldn't he want to do this session?
This is a great question, because this goes to really the saga behind the story, which is for 6 years, Governor Ron DeSantis has said jump, and the legislature has said how high. And he has basically been able to get everything he has ever wanted from Republicans as well as Democrats in the legislature just by sheer force of his popularity. Now that he's in the final 2 years, the House Speaker, Danny Perez from Miami, and Ben Albert, the Senate President, are starting to push back and trying to reclaim some independence for the legislature, which has been critical. They have both campaigned and talked about wanting to sort of balance the scales between the executive branch and the legislative branch, and that was part of their efforts here.
There is supposed to be a separation for a reason, but it's been kind of blurry for the last few years, for sure.
Jim DeFede, thank you so much. Appreciate it.